That is a fantastic way to start this episode with some ASMR. Did I say that right?
ASMR, yes.
ASMR. We are stirring up what?
Don Julio Margarita.
That's right.
Yes.
Stirring up a margarita that we both have each. Here we go. Clink it up, honey. Boom. Mm-hmm.
Hopefully I don't spill anything today.
Oh gosh. So what's up, everybody? It's been a very, very long time coming for the marriage story and for the Tres Hermanos. So here we are finally doing Marriage Story episode 2. It was a long time coming. I know a lot of us have been really busy, right? So with COVID, and then a lot of things are opening up nowadays. We just been really busy. But here we are. Marriage Story episode 2. We still don't have a name, so we're keeping the marriage story.
For now.
For now. So Marriage Story today will drop tomorrow. Today's Tuesday. Tuesday. It'll drop Wednesday. Definitely look forward to that, everybody. Marriage Story episode 2. And the Tres Hermanos will be having their episode of that with my other brothers on Saturday. So again, honestly, guys, we want to say thank you. We've had a lot of feedback on the Marriage Story. Besides the 3 brothers, we also have good feedback on the Marriage Story as well, too, that I'm doing here with my wife. And I want to say thank you to my wife, too, for joining me because she's a little shy one where it comes to microphones, and you know how you ladies are, where it's like, oh my God, I hate my voice. I don't like how I sound. Understandable, but she conquered some fears and a couple of tequilas, and here we are. It's very delicious, honey. So here we go again. And like I said, thank you everybody to subscribe, listening, downloading, and spending some time with us. Thank you again. Thank you everybody who reached to us and actually who responded to our messages on getting some input from everybody, some questions, some opinions, and relationships, and our relationship, and etc. So, with further ado, what are we gonna start it with, honey?
A little introduction as to how we met.
Yeah. This is going to be good. Good. So, you want to start? You want me? You?
Well, we met at a bar.
We met at a club.
Just kidding. No. We did not meet at a bar or a club.
No.
I've actually known Jen since I was, 9? 9. Yeah, when I was 9 is my earliest memory of him.
And I was probably most likely 10 or 11. Going into 11.
Because you're a year and a couple months older than me?
Mm-hmm.
Nada más?
So probably it was 10.
Yeah, you're 10, 10-ish, 10, 11.
2 little kids.
That's my earliest memory of him. His mom would sell jewelry to my mom.
My mom was a jewelry dealer.
Yeah, so I remember him coming over to my house, and he was actually friends with my sister first. Yeah. And I've always been shy. I'm still shy. So I remember seeing him pull up with his mom, and I just freaking ran to hide because I was like, oh, there's a boy here. So that's my earliest memory of you. Yeah. Being 9 years old, meeting you. Mm-hmm. We would see each other all the time at church and stuff, our congregation. Mm-hmm. So I always knew of him. Yeah. Always.
Yeah, we've always known each other, and
our families have always known each other. Yeah,
our parents know each other, and when my mom would sell jewelry, right, she would go to people's houses, obviously, and she would sell her jewelry or do her payments, collect her payment, her monthly payments, or weekly. I forgot how she would do it. So I remember going to her house, and I knew there was 3 of them because there's 2 sisters, and then the boy, the Memo, her brother. So the oldest was always out, and I knew the oldest, but little Gisell here would never come out. And I remember always going to their house because her dad was always like shirtless or on a tank top with a freaking the old school Mexican chain, the one with the like
the gold chains.
The gold chains with the he had that anchor from like the boats. Remember how they used to rock that a lot back in the day? Like it used to be like an anchor one. I remember he had one, and I remember him. And then like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember you guys had like plastic on your guys' furniture as well too, like kind of like a protection thing for it.
I don't know if I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that. I want to say I do. I definitely remember that.
That's my brother. My brother has really good memory.
Yeah, I remember some kind of protection over the couch or something like that, and like for sure like the vidrio with like all the shelvings and everything with the family pictures of his family, your mom's family, pictures everywhere. And I remember going and just being there with my mom, and we were like little bodyguards for my mom, because my mom was so Julie. We were there to defend her in case something happened.
10-year-old gonna defend her.
We did it for like 8 years because my mom sold jewelry for a long time, and she had a good business going on at the time.
Yeah, she did.
There was good money back in the day in jewelry. But yeah, I remember going over, seeing this little girl would not come out of the room, just your sister, and then your dad and your mom. And then, throughout the years, like, since we always went to like the same congregation, same church throughout the years, we would just see each other on and off.
It was always like a hi, how are you doing?
Yeah.
Bye type of thing. It
was always like a bye. Like, literally, it was always a bye.
Like, oh, hi, bye.
Because every time I like approached them, I'm like, because you get out of the meeting's over and you get out and everybody's like talking and everything, you know, like, oh, what's up? I haven't seen you in a while. It was some good word today, you know. The brother up there made some, he did some good speeches and he had a good part, and everybody was just talking about like, hey, what are we doing after this? Let's go eat or let's go to the movies. And no, with her, it was always bye. They would always like rush leaving. And I'm just like, okay, bye. Bye.
And even when we would kind of talk, I wouldn't even be the one talking because you're the same age as my older sister. Mm-hmm. So you guys would talk more. You know what I mean? Just because, I don't know, you're closer in age.
Yeah.
Back then. Plus, my dad was always super strict. So we weren't allowed to, like, go anywhere. Like, literally, we would just go to the meeting and then just come back home. Like, we couldn't do anything afterwards.
Yeah.
So
I know your sister was always the last one to leave too, because your sister did stay like, what kind of hard, like make you guys wait, and she would stay there and like she'd talk to everybody. But yeah, you guys were always like one of the first ones to leave, and you were always there, and I was always there, and we'd always say hi and bye. And then it happened when we were like, you were like 13, I was like 14 probably. I still remember this day. When one day we actually made actual eye contact, and it was just like a moment for me, like, whoa. It was like, who is that over there?
Wow, okay.
So I happened to be like towards like the exit area. Like it was already over. I was in the exit area. And then I remember them coming out of the back room, because there's like a separate room, and then you have because the hall had like the main room, and then the second room had for like a screen room for like kids and stuff like that. Or usually like the lay people would show up and just go straight in there, or like the new people would go in there. So I remember I was there. I see her coming out, her family first, right? Because her mom would come out, her little sister came out, Memo would come out. Sorry, Memo, for throwing your name on there, and your sister Daisy. And then here comes this girl with her hair down, covering her face, right? Just covering her face down. And I'm like saying bye to them, right? I was like, bye guys, bye. And Gisell does this hair thing, hair flip. And she flips her hair, and I'm like, whoa. I'm like, hi. I'm like, damn, who's that? Who's that?
Damn, didn't even notice me.
I was just like, I haven't, like, never ever made eye contact with you until that day. And I was just like, who's that girl? And like, we were at the time where like, okay, like we were both like, even if you had pimples, I had pimples, she had pimples. I don't, I'm just going to throw that out there. She did have pimples at the time.
Oh my God. Who didn't?
And I just seen her eyes, and her eyes, I just locked into her eyes, and then I saw her flip her hair to say bye. Until this day, her eyes and her hair is still what gets me all the time. And maybe it's since I was 14, honey, since we made that eye contact.
Damn.
And
that's when you first noticed me?
Yeah.
You would see me, but you wouldn't care.
And even after that, you were still always like little shy. You were still, we hardly talked. We would say hi to each other. And
I just wasn't interested in boys yet. I've always been like a school person. Yeah. Like I was always focused in school and stuff. So I was like,
She was a little school girl. And then I was just like that guy that was like, just got amazed. When you flipped your, I still remember like you exiting.
I don't remember that day actually.
Oh my gosh. You know how I remember that? Because I went straight to my mom right after. I was like, Ma. So, la mujer que le vende su joyería, mamá, ¿cómo se llama? Sonia, su mamá las hijas Daisy, tienen otra hija, ¿verdad?
Oh
and then she was like, sí, hijo, pero ella nunca sale. Like, está bien calladita. I was like, la vi, mamá. No kidding. I still remember this. I went to my mom and I told her, I was like, I made eye contact with her, like la miré. Está bonita, ma. Mire sus ojos hoy.
It's true because my second actually tells me about that. She was like, hola gordita. I've always been known as la gordita.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. She was like, yeah, like gordita. We don't say that now nowadays. You can't call a girl gordita. But that's what they would call her. She really wasn't.
No, I was not.
No, she really wasn't. But you know how Mexicans are. Hey, gorda, or hey, flaca, or...
Yeah, but the problem with that is that they tell you so much that you actually start to believe it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But that's a topic for another day.
Yes.
Let's not get into that.
So 14, 13, we finally made eye contact at church.
You made eye contact with me because I don't remember that.
Oh, man, I remember it. I still remember this day. I remember I had the ugliest suit in the world. It was like a different color on top and bottom. Like the tie was like super huge.
You always liked baggy clothes like that though.
No, but we really didn't have any style when we were little. And my dad was like, whatever.
He didn't know how to dress you maybe?
No, it was like my dad wasn't really into, us going to the congregation. And
that's true.
My dad was more like a atheist. Like he really doesn't go anywhere. He just knows that there's a Christ and the God and the Holy Spirit, but he's one of those that really doesn't go anywhere. Mm-hmm. So he really didn't care about us going to the hall. So my mom would dress us. She would take us to where was that? Burlington to get our outfits.
Oh, Burlington Coat Factory.
Yeah, growing up, and the guy was just, we would just go up to the guys and be like, all right, I'm here to choose an outfit, and they're like, oh, we got one for you. And yeah, we just had this big one. And you made eye contact. I didn't even care what I wear that day. I was just like, whoa, who is that? So some years later, within those, after 14 and 13, we just always said hi.
We would always see each other.
So we see each other. Then because
we've always had mutual friends too.
Yeah. So her sister and me were still talking. And then my best friend at the time at the hall was dating her sister. And then some years later, so we always kept talking, and then that's how we just had mutual. And then her friends, I knew her friends, and her friend, one of her best friends was one of my good friends as well too, Carlos.
Oh yeah.
Rest in peace, Carlos, a good friend of ours. So we were always together, and primarily it was because of Carlos. We were always together because of Carlos as well, because Carlos was really close with them as well. I was really close with him. We had a lot of good times growing up, and then we would see each other at graduation parties, weddings, and then like 16 and 15 we just started like Like, that's when I noticed you were coming out more.
Yeah.
So you were starting to go out to parties more often. Same parties I would go to. I would see you there. Like, I don't know how old we were. I remember this one party. And then, where was it at? Bakeman. Was it at Bakeman?
Which one?
The one I told you about. I was like, oh, remember at Bakeman? I ran into you. I ran into Lori. I was there with Carlos, and I went to that party because of Carlos at Bakeman on Belmont, that school there.
I think it was...
I don't know whose graduation party that was.
The only graduation party I went to there was Jennifer Mendoza. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it was that party. And I didn't get invited to that party.
I didn't see you there.
Yeah, I remember.
I saw Carlos.
Yeah, I was there with Carlos, behind Carlos.
Oh, maybe that's why.
So it was me, Carlos, Caesar, Jose, and I remember Lori, his sister, and you. Mm-hmm. And I remember seeing you with Lori behind Lori's sister. What's her name?
Donna.
So I remember you at that party, and I said hi to you there. Then you were wearing your old school plaid shirt. I remember you wearing a plaid shirt. We were all wearing jeans.
I didn't wear a plaid shirt
to that party. None of us were dressed up to that party. It wasn't like a dressed up party.
I wasn't wearing a plaid shirt to that party, so maybe you're talking about Adam's graduation party.
I am. But I do remember you at that party with Lori, and Lori was there. I was there. Carlos invited me to that party.
At Adam's party, Lori was not there.
No, at the Bakeman.
Oh, the Bakeman party. Okay, the Bakeman party I was with Lori.
The Bakeman, yes. Yeah. So that's when I saw you at that party. And then at Adams, I think that was a few years later.
I was 18.
But between those years, everybody, let's make it clear, we were always seeing each other. Like,
yeah, we weren't dating or anything yet.
No, we weren't even like hardly even friends. We were just like knew each other.
Yeah, we were
just like, hey, what's up? How you doing?
Like small talk.
Yeah, small talk.
You know?
Yeah. It's like, hey, what's
like, how's your mom? Oh, yeah. Good. How's your mom? Oh, good. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Nice to see you. Bye.
Bye. And then a few years later, at a good friend of ours, Adam's party. Mm-hmm. I think I was
graduation party. You were there. I was there.
19. How old were we there?
I was like 18. No, I was like 19.
Yeah.
Because he had graduated from high school.
Yeah.
Adam did.
Yeah.
Oh,
this part's good, guys. That's why she's laughing.
No, it's just funny. I don't know if I should put my business out there.
No, it's good though. It's good.
Oh my god.
This is how it started. It's kind of where it started right here. Okay. Okay, so here it goes. Adam's graduation party. He just graduated from high school.
Wait, what is 2010? 2010.
2010?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Or 09. I don't know. 09 or 2010.
Yeah. So I text Priska, and I told her,
our
like,
friend,
our mutual friend that we have too, another one, and I asked her like, hey, like, who are you going with to Adam's party? She's like, oh, I'm gonna be going with Gisell. She's gonna pick me up, and we're gonna go together at the party. She doesn't talk like that, guys. She speaks really low too, though, so it's kind of good. So I'm like, oh, okay, Gisell, it's cool. So I was like, I was already looking for people to hang around with before going to the party, because I didn't want to just show up because a lot of Adam's friends and family were going to be there. And one of the people who was going to be there was
me.
You. And then I get there, right? And I get there with Caesar. Caesar's there. I remember my dad dropping us off. So I was like, me, Caesar.
Oh, Sally was there.
Sally was there.
That's the first time I ever saw Sally.
The very first time. That's how long Sally's been around, everybody. Sally's been with Caesar for years. And they have a baby together by the name of Leo. He's how old is he now?
He's 5.
5?
Mm-hmm.
5. So I get there and I see them by the poolside because he has a pool. So they're all dancing in the balcony area or the patio area. And I'm just showing up. I showed up late. And then I'm just like, where's everybody? Yeah, I'm trying to look for Priska and Gisell. And then I'm just like, oh, there's Gisell right there. Okay. So I see Gisell. And that's when I noticed Gisell. I was like, okay, this is another time that I ran into her at a party. So I'm just going to say, you know, how you doing? What's up? Right, who are you here with? Oh, so my bad. You're here with Priska. I was already nervous because we're actually making eye contact. I was really shy at the moment. I'm not going to lie to you. I probably said a lot of dumb things that I don't remember. But I was really nervous. And then one of my exes walked in too, which threw it all off. I was like, God damn it.
With her new man.
And sorry if you're listening, but her name was Pearl. Pearl was at that party.
Don't say the name.
Oh, it's good. It's good. Oh, sorry. I'm throwing it out there. So I ran into Pearl there and I was like, oh, man, I'm nervous now. One of my exes is here. So then I got nervous. So then I stayed at the pool more often. And I was hella nervous at that party because at the same time I was over here trying to talk to Gisell. And like she was actually talking to me and I was like, whoa. And I kind of felt bad because we started making like Priska more like third wheel. And then, but I was just focused on her and I was like, well, okay, like, yeah. So do you want to go dance?
I kept saying no.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I don't like the song. No, I don't like the song.
Yeah. All night, guys.
Yeah, I was like, no, maybe the next one.
I did not dance that night.
I didn't. No, I did. But the reason why I kept saying no to him was because at that time I was talking to Adam. I was talking to Adam and I was like, hell no, it's disrespectful if I dance with this other guy. Like, come on, I'm not going to do that. You know? That's why I kept saying no. And yeah. I danced with Adam that night, I believe, before we had to leave.
You did, and I got kind of jealous.
Well, yeah, so that happened. And then I had to leave because I had my dad's car.
Yeah.
He would let me use the car, like, here and there for recreational purposes, I guess. Because I would use it for work. I was already working at the time.
Yeah.
So we were supposed to go Taco Bell or Denny's?
Yes.
Taco Bell.
So you snuck away. I was at the pool still all by myself.
Oh, you ran after us.
I did.
I was like, what the heck?
Because I was with Caesar and Sally, but Caesar and Sally kept dancing. So I was just left in the pool drinking. I don't even know what I was drinking.
That's true, because I was walking out with Priska. We were already outside of the house. I had said bye to Adam because my dad was blowing up my phone like, oh, what time are you getting home? And it was really like, what, 9, 10 o'clock?
Yeah, 9:30 probably.
Yeah, so I'm walking out and all of a sudden you come out and you're like, oh, you guys leaving? And I was like, yeah, but I don't want to go home yet. And I don't even know how we ended up wanting to go to Taco Bell.
Yeah, so I asked, I was like, what you girls want to eat? Like, I already know, like, Taco Bell's open late at the time, you know? You guys want to go have Taco Bell? And I was like, oh, yeah, Taco Bell.
Love Taco Bell.
Who doesn't? Which girl doesn't like Taco Bell out there? Come on. Taco Bell hits the spot, especially when it's late, right? And I threw in the Taco Bell in there. I remember saying that. But I had to run out there because she was leaving. And I'm like, I still want to talk to you. Like, I didn't want you to leave. Especially if we're by the pool, eating, talking and drinking my Coca-Cola.
But you didn't know I was talking to Adam at the time.
No, I did not. I did not. And how I found out was...
Oh my God, how embarrassing.
This is the part where I won't say names, but this part's good. So I stayed there.
At the party.
I ended up dancing with other people. I don't even know their names, to be honest with you. I can't remember.
You didn't dance.
I danced after you left.
Oh, after I left.
Yeah, because Caesar kept dancing with Sally, so I was like, man, okay, I'll jump on the dance floor. I forgot who I danced with. Mm. So you left, I stayed dancing. It was like 15 minutes left, and I got like the last dances. And you know, like the last dances, they usually throw the best songs. Yeah. So then I'm dancing, and then we cleaned up the place. It was like 10:30. We go inside. So the graduation boy could start opening up his gifts. And here we are, me, my brother, Sally, all of Adam's cousins' family is all there. Opening up, watching, handing him gifts so he could open it up, and everybody's, oh, yay. And then one of the family members says, oh, here you go. This one's from Gisell. And then everybody's like, ooh.
dumb people are.
I still, dude, and I look around and I was like, I get it now.
It clicked. Oh my god.
Oh my god. And I looked down on the floor because we were laying down and we're all just sitting down and I'm looking at the ground. I'm like, oh my god, this makes sense. And he opens up the gift and I'm just like, this lucky son of a this goddamn bastard is over here. He's already talking to Gisell. I didn't know that. Sorry, Adam, you're still cool. We love you, man, if you're listening to this. But yeah, I didn't know that. And I was like, damn. Oh, man. So they opened the gift, right? And some clean ties you got him for his suits. And boy, Adam he always looks fly in his suits, man. This guy looks good. He always wears good tapered suits, man. And she got him these ties. I'm like, damn. This girl knows how to give gifts. I was like, oh my God. I'm like, all right, that's the last present, everybody. All right, I'm leaving out. Peace out, everybody. So Caesar ended up leaving. It took Sally home, and we ended up going to eat ourselves. I forgot where we went. But man, I was struck that night, and it hurt because I didn't know. I'm over here at the pool talking to the girl that's trying to put game over here.
I know. See, and at the time, I didn't even know you were trying to spit game, you know?
I'm over here trying to be...
so innocent. My mind was so innocent.
Trying to be suave over here at the pool side, which is Gisell, my wife, over here. And she was already talking to Adam. Like, oh, man. Oh, man, I didn't know. The whole time I was at the pool. No, and she kept saying no at this party.
Well, yeah, I can't be double dipping or whatever.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, this is good right here. This is good. So then,
after that, I think I was gonna go. We went to the movies.
A couple of months.
Let me look it up.
Some months later.
No, it was not that.
One of our Instagram pictures, right? So
hold on, let me look it up.
She's gonna look it up.
So
everybody.
we had my friend Priska and I. We wanted to go watch Toy Story 3.
Yeah,
was it 3?
Months later, guys. Months.
Yeah, this was after.
Oh wow.
Adam and I stopped talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. After Adam and I stopped talking,
Let's see.
My friend and I, we were just hanging out and stuff. Okay, June 2010.
So yet again, I was talking to her friend.
Yeah, and we went to River Park to go watch Toy Story 3 in 3D.
Mm-hmm. Which is expensive.
Hell yeah. So Jen was like, oh, did we invite you? Or did you just decide to tag along? Because I think we called you on our way there.
Yeah, so I was texting her already. Not you, Priska, telling her that, like, hey, like, what are you guys doing? Like, where are you guys at? And she's like, oh, we're going to go watching Toy Story. I'm like, who and who? Like, me and Gisell was like, oh, can I join you guys? I'm a big fan of Toy Story.
Yeah.
So I straight up said that. I was like, can I join you guys? Like, yeah, I think she asked. And then she's like, let me ask. I don't want to make it weird. So then she asked you. And then that's when I came. So I was like, oh, this is right here.
Oh, you know what? Yeah. Actually, I think I was still talking to Adam. Because I told Priska that I felt bad inviting you, like going with you, and then talking to Adam too.
Oh.
Yeah.
And no wonder you said no on the phone number too.
But that's not till later. You didn't ask me till later.
Oh, yeah.
So we show up to the movies, and Jen was working at his family's restaurant, and he was like, buy me the ticket, I'll pay you back. I was like, all right, that's fine. That way we can sit all together, and we're not waiting forever for the ticket.
Yeah.
So we get there, and, Priska and I, we get the ticket. And we're waiting for Jen outside. Like, you guys know how River Park looks like. It's the IMAX. Mm-hmm. That's where we were.
Yeah.
So Priska and I were waiting outside, sitting on, the little benches or whatever, right outside of it. And we're just waiting and waiting and waiting. And Jen's not showing up. Like, he's not coming. And I was like, what the heck? Like, the movie's going to start. And he's not here yet. So I think Priska calls him or texts him, and he was like, "Go away from me. Like, you know, I'm getting my brother to cover my shift. Like, he's going to cover for me so I can go." So we're like, okay, he's going to make it. Well, it's like the movie is starting and he's still not there. So he ends up saying, "Oh, never mind. Like, Caesar didn't want to cover my shift." And I was like, "Are you freaking kidding me? Like, we're waiting all this time and you're still not here, and then you're canceling last minute." And I was like, all right, like, that's a bad impression already.
Horrible. Yeah.
So we end up, I wear glasses, and for IMAX, obviously you have to wear glasses. So I'm freaking, since we waited so long to go in there because we were waiting for you, we had to sit at the very front, like the very front at the bottom.
Ouch.
So just imagine me with my regular glasses and my 3D glasses, like trying to see what's going on, like, you know, and it's a big ass screen. So you're looking to the left and to the right, you know, so it was very uncomfortable. It was uncomfortable. But anyways, we watched the movie. Movie was over. I come out and Jen's sitting at the little, you know, where the tree is at. And it's like, it looks like a big potted plant or whatever where you can sit.
Yeah, there's bricks all around.
Yeah, by the grass.
So you're able to sit on it.
Yeah, so
I'm like sitting there all moping.
I come out and Jen's just sitting there and he looks hella depressed.
Puppy-eyed.
I was like, "Oh, you made it." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm sorry." He was just apologizing. And then after that,
I say, "Let me at least buy you guys something. Like, let's go out to eat."
Yeah, he's like, "Let's go to Denny's. I'll get you like ice cream or something."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay, sure." So my friend was driving. She had her dad's car. So we drive to Denny's down the street, which is on Herndon, the Herndon and Blackstone one. Yeah. And I kid you not. We get down. As soon as Jen opens the door to go inside, my phone rings. It's my dad. He's pissed. He wants me home right now. So I was like, "Oh my God." I was like, "I'm sorry." I'm like, "This is really embarrassing, but I have to go. Like, my dad's blowing up my phone. Like, I have to go home." And he was like, "Oh, no, it's okay. I understand." So I went home. I got no ice cream. You didn't watch the movie with me. You didn't even pay me back. I just remembered that you never paid me back.
Oh, God.
I'm a freaking, oh my God, 19-year-old, you know, buying a friggin' 2 IMAX tickets y ni me pagaste para atrás. Oh my God. You never pay me back. I just realized that.
Oh my God.
But anyways, I went home.
You're the cutest daughter in the world.
Yeah, like 10 years later. So after that, it was just.
Wait, what happened? When is we have a moment when we went to Sonic.
Later.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So we try to link up again, like hang out again, right? We try to hang out again, and you had Caesar's old Mustang. I was single, like.
You were single.
Yeah, I was just
Caesar had a Mustang at the time.
The green one, right?
Yeah, the green one.
So we end up going to Sonic. We went to the mall. I was always at the mall with Prisca.
Yeah,
we were always at the mall. So we went to the mall, and then you met us at Sonic. Yeah. The one on Blackstone. Yeah. And we were just there. My sister showed up.
Yeah, she
with
did.
Her boyfriend. It was her husband yeah, she had already gotten married.
Yeah, she was already married with him. It was so random. They just showed up with.
I think I told her I was there. She was being nosy, probably.
Yeah, she showed up with Jay, and I was like, "Oh, this is not awkward at all." So what's up, guys? What's up? What are you guys doing? What's everybody doing here, huh?
That's exactly how he talks.
Huh? And I was just like, "What's up, bro? What's up, Dave? See? This is not awkward at all. I'm not trying to talk to Gisell right now. And like, we all know each other really well. So it's like, it's a good day for ice cream, everybody. Yeah, huh? Yeah. It's good. Yes. So what are you guys going to do after this?
Go home.
Go home? Because Dad's calling.
I know, dude. My dad was always a bug.
Bug. That's another story.
Yeah. Anyway, so we get our ice cream. And I actually have my ice cream in my hand because it's a shake, a Sonic Blast. Because I have to go home, you know, because my dad's calling. Because it's too late to be out at 7:00.
Wait. Guys, she already had her own
apartment.
Yeah, she already had her own apartment, guys.
So the way that my living arrangement was, I lived with my parents, right? My parents and it's 4 of us, 4 siblings all together. My sister had moved out. because she got married. So it was just 3 of us at the apartment, or 5 of us. So I started working my very first job, and I moved out to the apartment next door to my parents. So I was paying my own bills. Like, the only thing that my parents would help me with was the car. Yep. Like, I would use the car for work. Yeah. And sometimes my dad would use the car as punishment, in the sense that he wouldn't let me drive it. Yeah. But I didn't care, because my work was like 5 minutes away anyway. Like, I can take the bus there and I'd be there in like 8 minutes, you know? So I didn't really care about that. But anyways, I was living next door to them, and I paid my own bills, paid my own rent. I would help them sometimes too. But my dad was always like, he's like, it doesn't matter where you live. Like, you know, you come home at this time that I tell you to come home. And it was just absolutely not fair at all, you know. Nope. But I mean, me being me, very obedient. So I was like, okay, you want me home at this time? I guess I'll be home at this time.
So we were getting ready to leave.
Yeah, I was walking to the car. Prisca was already in there waiting, because she knew what was going to happen next.
Yep. And what happened next will always be remembered and solidify in our life forever. So I went up to her. I was already shaking bullets, guys. I was like shaking like crazy. Like a 8.1 megaton of an earthquake shaking. I'm going up to Gisell, wearing her plaid shirt. Guys, just so you know, Gisell looks really good in plaid. She used to wear plaid a lot growing up, and she wore the plaid that day. And I asked her, I was like, hey, we both had ice cream in our hands. And I asked her, I was like, hey, Gisell, I was wondering if I could have your phone number.
Why do you need my number? Is what I said.
Exactly what she said. And it threw me off, because I didn't know what to say after that.
And I don't want to give him my number either, because I wasn't interested. Like, I didn't see him like that then, you know. I was like, oh, like, why do you want my number?
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, can I have your number?
He spills his shake on my feet.
I spilled my shake on the lady in front of me, who ends up being my wife years later. Yeah, all that's how nervous. That's how nervous I was.
I was like, oh. I just looked down. I was like, oh.
I spilled my shake on her shoe, guys. I think she had like Chucks.
Yeah, I was wearing black and white Chucks.
Yeah, I spilled it. I was like, oh. So stupid of me. It's so embarrassed. I was like, oh my gosh. I'm asking this girl that I want to ask out to, you know, eventually be my girlfriend. And I spilled my milkshake on her shoe. Not only did I blew her off on the Toy Story, now I just threw a shake on her shoe. Yep. So embarrassing. So I'm going down, and we're like, I'm super red, and she's already like red too. But
I was like uncomfortable. Like, damn, I'm kind of telling him no, I don't want to give you my number, and then he spills his shake on my feet, and it's like, oh, yeah. Like, what do I do next? Yeah. So and Prisca's just watching from inside the car. I was like, oh my god, how embarrassing.
Dude, it was so bad, and I was like, and I don't even think I got the number that day. And
you did.
I did?
I did give you my number because, dude, every day for like the next 2-3 weeks, he would call me. He would call me and he would leave me voicemails. Like, who leaves voicemails? I'm like, damn, this dude's desperate. Like, he would leave me voicemails. What would you say?
Beep. Hey, girl, how you doing? It's me, Genesis calling. And you huge. And you plumpy.
Okay, moto.
Hey, mommy, you huge.
That's from Madagascar, you guys.
One of my favorite lines in that movie.
It's so funny.
But yeah, I was like leaving voicemails.
No, but he'll be like, he'll be like, hey, it's me, Genesis. Just want to know how you're doing. Give me a call back. And I'm like, ew, I'm not going to call you back. You're leaving me voicemails. I leave voicemails.
I do.
Just text me.
I did. When I'm dating. Oh my God. That's the thing how I was. Like, when I was dating, like, I would not text. Like, I would try to be really close, but, like, I really want to get into that person, in order to understand that person, get to know that person really well, like I really wanted to talk to them. I didn't want to text. Like I feel like texting was so blah. So I just wanted to hear her and like get to know her. I wanted to hear her laugh. I wanted to hear her talk. I wanted to see what would her expression be if I asked her out for dinner. But no, she would not pick up, and she basically said,
I curbed him, guys, like really hard. I never called back. I never texted. I never left you voicemails. That was mean. No, but I don't want to give you false hope either. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it didn't go well the first time I tried to get at her.
Yeah,
guys.
so it didn't. No, and I was just doing me. Like I didn't have a boyfriend at the time.
No,
I was talking to somebody else though. Oh no, that was way before Adam. Never mind.
That was
Scratch that.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't talking to anybody. I was just.
I was
working.
She was
and I liked going out. Like I would hang out with this older couple, and they would go out of town. They were just very wise. So it was like I didn't care to be in a relationship just yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I was traveling. I was camping. Oh my God, I love camping.
Yeah.
So we would go to the beach. We would go camping. I ended up going to Maui with them.
Before we go any further, just remember this, guys. I already tried once.
Yeah.
And it didn't work.
And
I told myself, this girl right here is going to be worth it. She said no to me. So I'm going to try again later. And she ends up going to Maui.
Yeah, I was just doing me.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't care to have a boyfriend at the time. I had a lot of friends. I had a lot of guy friends.
Yeah.
And since I had my apartment and my brother ended up moving in with me, my older sister moved in with me for a little bit. Then she ended up moving out. And then my younger brother, my only brother, he ended up moving in with me. And he is, how old am I? I'm like 5 years older than him. But at the time, he was like 14, 15 when I was living there. So he moved in with me for a bit, and we had a lot of, we had the same friends, me and my brother. So a lot of my guy friends would come over to the apartment, and we would just like hang out, so it was just chill. Like I just had a lot of friends. I didn't need a boyfriend at the time. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like I felt like I was fine without a boyfriend. Yeah. So I was like, oh, I don't need no man. I'm an independent woman that don't need no man. Literally, that was my mindset. Yeah. That was my mindset. I mean, it was fine. I wasn't missing anything in my life just yet.
Yeah.
Just yet.
Yeah, then I was in college.
Mm-hmm. Waste of time. Waste of time. But anyways, he went through some stuff. He got a girlfriend after that.
Yeah, then it went downhill from there. So one of my lowest points in my life, guys, was definitely when I was in college. We all have our ups and we all have our downs. And my downs, I definitely learned a lot. There was good times. There was a lot of bad times. And in a lot of those bad times, I ended up learning from a lot of them. That's when I told myself, you know what, I know what to look for in a woman. And my next woman is going to be an actual woman, somebody who really cares about me and is going to love me, and a hardworking woman. And that woman was Gisell. I told myself that. So I ended up trying again.
Mm-hmm. So in 2011, like December 2011, I think is when we started talking again, like, as friends.
Yeah.
We started talking. We were just talking a lot more. And I think you messaged me on Facebook. So
she took this, so here's Gisell, freebie over here, enjoying life, making that money. She was in Pismo with her friends, with her guy friends, and she goes with her homegirl Lori to the dunes with her friend, right? She takes this picture again. She takes this picture with her hair and the air.
My hair was flowing in the wind.
It literally was, guys. And her beautiful smile that she had in that picture. And I said, but she still has on her Facebook.
I still have it on my Facebook, yeah.
It's funny, guys. You guys can find it. And I said, hey, that's a very beautiful, what did I say? It's a very beautiful picture of you at the beach.
I think you said something.
Right?
Yeah, I think you said it's a beautiful picture. And I was like, oh, thank you.
I was like, the nalgas.
Yeah, I was like, oh, who says that nalgas? Like, what the hell?
I'm already blowing it, guys.
He always says weird stuff like that, you guys. Like, if you know Jen, like, you already know.
I was nervous. Like, well, there it is. Yeah, I think I found it. No, here we go. You have it? Let me see.
Hold on, I'll find it.
We're actually looking for the picture, guys. So yeah, it started again. So,
because he goes, he was like, how are you, or something like that. Mm-hmm. And he's like, why don't you just call me or something? I see something along those lines. And I was like, oh, I don't have your number. And then he gave me his number, and then I called him.
Boom, boom.
Oh, I found it.
You found it?
Yeah, it's just 3 comments. And it's just okay, this is what he said. Okay, this is 8 years ago. He said, it must have been a great day, and this is a beautiful pic of you. And I said, it was very fun. Thank you, Genesis. And then he put the nalgas. And then I just didn't reply. I was like, okay, cool. This picture was posted December 4th, 2011. Damn. So 9 years ago.
Throw freaking back.
Yeah.
Damn. Oh, there's a picture of us together at that party.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that part.
Yeah, there's that. We found a picture, guys. Evidence.
And there's also pictures of me with you at Sonic the day you asked for my number. Because I was wearing my fruity colored plaid shirt.
Where's that picture at?
I have it on my Facebook.
I have to see that.
Let me see.
Oh my gosh, guys. Going through the archives right now, everybody. So then, yeah, I sent her a picture. I sent her a message on her picture that she took at Pismo. And I asked her, I was like, hey, I gave her number and we should talk, right? Mm-hmm. So then we do end up starting to talk, and she actually calls me.
He was like, wow.
Yeah, I still remember that.
I can't believe you're calling me. Wow. And I was like, yeah, I said I would.
Yeah, exactly like that, guys. Exactly.
I remember that too. And you were eating like a sandwich or something. You were like, I'm about to eat. I was like, oh, okay, I'll let you go since you're going to eat. You're like, no, it's fine.
No, wait, no. Don't go. I was like already saying don't leave. I wanted to enjoy this moment talking to her.
I was like, I usually don't like talking on the phone. And we ended up talking for like an hour.
Yeah, a full hour, y'all.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, I got her. I can't leave her. I can't let this go. I got her on the phone. So we ended up talking for an hour. And then that hour led to another hour the next day. Mm-hmm. We just started talking more often. Yeah. And then I asked her.
We got together in March. Yeah, 2012. 2012.
But we were what was our first dinner at? We had our first going out to go eat moment.
You took me to Applebee's where the Dave & Buster's is at. And I got the chicken salad. Dude, okay, so I just told him this a couple months ago, less than a year ago.
No, we went to Winter Park. Remember we drove by it?
Oh, yeah.
And you were like, remember, babe, we went there to eat?
Okay, so that was our first date, right? Which was Applebee's River Park.
Okay, but
no, not River Park. What is it? Friant?
Friant, yeah, Friant area. River Park, yeah.
Same thing, I guess. Yeah. So I remember I had ordered a salad, right? A chicken salad.
Yeah.
Chicken Oriental salad, I think is what it's called. Salad. And you got steak or something?
Yeah, I got a sirloin steak with potatoes and mushrooms on the side.
So he passed by there and I was like, hey, did I ever tell you that the only reason I got a salad was because I didn't want you to think that I ate a lot? I did not want to have a salad. I wanted to have a steak. But I got a salad because I was being modest, I guess. I don't know.
She was being
The salad wasn't even good. I remember it had almonds on it, which, know, I like almonds. And I think that's what I ate. And then sabía pura agua because it was just it was all lettuce.
And I was modest too because I didn't get a beer.
Oh, really?
Beer. I was like, no, I'm not going to drink in front of her. Can I just get a Sprite, please? Thank you. No straw.
I did not want no salad. I wanted a damn steak. But dude, that was our first date, so I was like, oh.
And I told myself too, I was like, damn.
And the lady, perhaps a salad? Yeah. No.
my gosh. I was like, I told myself, oh, damn, I guess she's the salad type. I literally said that. So I was like, oh, I gotta start eating. Start eating a lot nice next to her. You stepped the bar up on that salad, honey. You stepped it up big time.
I've never ordered a salad when we go out to eat. Never. That was the only time.
Man, I feel what's the word? I feel proud. No, what's the word I'm looking for?
Honored?
I feel honored, honey. Thank you so much for eating that salad in front of me on our first date. But before we did that, I ran in to look to see if there was anybody that was gonna be.
Oh yeah, we weren't allowed
nosy.
To date.
Yeah, we weren't allowed to date at the time either because I didn't
a bunch
have
of other stuff.
I didn't have a good reputation at the time either, coming out of my past. So, and here I am with this perfect girl in front of me. And this bad boy next to her. So, yeah, I was really bad at the time, guys. I was, yeah, we'll leave that for another time. Yeah. But, yeah, I didn't want to burn her image either. So I had to look to see who was there. And I didn't want anybody to walk in and see me talking to this beautiful angel in front of me. And I didn't want them to say anything. So I walked in, I looked, and then we ate. And we enjoyed our salad and steak.
You enjoyed your steak because I didn't like my salad.
Tell me not. Did I sneak you out that night?
Did I would always sneak out. I would always sneak out to go out with you.
Oh, yeah, because that was actually...
My dad didn't want us together. My mom was on the fence about it too.
Yeah, she ended up telling her parents about...
Because my parents are very old school Mexican, right? So once we started dating, I was like, yo, you got to tell my dad that you want to date me. Like, this is how it is in the Mexican household. Like, you have to... I mean, you should know, but you're a man and it's different, you know, because you don't have any sisters. So I would always tell him, like, you got to tell my parents. You got to tell my parents. He would always be like, no, like, I'm dating you, not them. And I was like, yeah, I know, but it's my parents.
And I said, look here, honey. I'm not going to talk to your parents until we get serious. What I mean is serious is like when we get engaged, get married. When we get further to that part, like, that's when I'm going to start talking.
See, but in my mind, it was already serious because I was talking obviously to like other guys too, but it was never to the point where we would go out on dates and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, we would always just be talking. And in my mind, it was already serious. Like, you need to talk to my parents now and let them know that, you know, we're dating or whatever.
But yeah, and then I wanted to see what I was like. I learned a lot from my past, right? So I wanted to make sure that I did everything with you properly and I did this right. And I wanted to secure this, right? So when we finally got together in March, I was already starting to have like strong feelings for her and I wanted to get to know her even more. And I myself wanted to change too as a person, as a man, because I didn't want to stay like how I was before. Like, I wanted it to evolve. I wanted to be a better man for her because honestly, like, Gisell was at the time, like, definitely still is to this day one of the greatest women I have ever met in my life. And here comes this guy, this clubby guy, this going out guy, this guy that would always go to parties. You know, he left his parents' house and blah, blah, blah. And I wanted to change myself. I wanted to stop being bad. I wanted to do good for her. I wanted to get me a good full-time job. I wanted to impress her, right? I wanted to make sure, let her know that I wanted to be with her. So I kept wanting to go out with her. I wanted her to understand me and get to know me a lot better, know where I came from and how I was before until now.
Yeah, because if my parents knew we were going out, we were required to have a chaperone with us. Yeah. So it would always be 3 of us, like my brother or my little sister. And Jen didn't like that. He was like, no. And I was like, but yeah, it's like, it's how it has to be. And he's like, no.
I'm like, listen here, honey. I'm dating you. I'm not dating you and your brother or your sister. And I want to get to know you because I can have you on one-on-one. And we could get along with each other. We could get to know each other a lot better. And then I feel like with them, it's going to be harder for me to express myself. And it's going to be harder for you to express yourself to me. And you know, for us to really mesh really well. So then like 2, 3, what would say, and the times we would go out, I think 3 times your brothers or your sister came with us, which was like the last one. The last time we went out together, I was like, okay, this is gonna be the last time. Like I'm gonna convince her to tell her, no, honey, it's just gonna be me and you, baby.
And I would sneak out.
Yeah.
Because my dad would always want me home hella early.
Yeah.
Like I remember one time I went to your family's house for, I think it was your tia Rosa's. We went to her house for a party or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was the first time that I met your cousins, actually.
Yeah.
And I forgot what party it was, but you picked me up like around 6.
Mm-hmm.
And he wanted me back home at 8.
Yeah.
And you were like, no, I'm not bringing her home at 8. And my dad was like, yeah, you are. And he was like, no, I'm not. So I was just like, okay, let's go. And that's the day that I came home at 1.
We actually met that day.
In the morning.
We actually talked. He was outside in his Croc shoes.
Oh, yeah, that was the day that you told him. That we were dating.
Yeah, I actually walked in the house and I told her like, hey, I'm here to present myself. I'm Giselle's boyfriend. I'm the one who's been talking to her and for the past 3 months, 4 months. And we're finally a couple. And I want her to get to know. I'm sure you guys already know who I am, where I come from. But, your parents know, my parents know you. And I'm the oldest son. And I had my stern voice. And then I was telling them that I'm going to take her to my family's party that we're having. It must have been a graduation party, I'm sure.
Or I don't know what it was.
Yeah. So I'm going to take her to there. And, we're going to be there late. I straight up told him already.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're going to be there late. I'm thinking 11 to 12 o'clock at night. And he's like, oh, no. Oh, no. Mira, ella va a estar aquí a las 9:30.
No, he said 8.
Was it 8?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Okay, 8 o'clock. And I'm like, bro, it's 6 o'clock right now.
It takes an hour to get there.
It takes an hour to get there. And she ain't going to be back. Well, we're going to go eat a snack and come back. You got it. No, I should have told him in his face. Like, listen, I'm her man, and I'm going to take her, and I'm going to bring her back when the party is over. And he didn't like that. And then, the vibe got really, really...
It was very tense.
Very tense.
And my dad just looked at me, and he's like, a las 8. And I was just like, okay. But in my head, I knew I was not going to be home at 8.
Hell yeah.
No way.
So what happens? We go. We have a good time. And I was nervous because I haven't brought a girlfriend yet around to my cousins yet or my aunts. And who knows what my aunts are going to say. Because Mexican tías, they're like, ¿quién es esa? Oh my God. Y te empiezan a juzgar y todo lo más. So I'm very nervous, but at the same time, I'm very proud to bring this woman into my life and introduce her. I couldn't wait for them to meet Gisell. I can't wait for them to meet Gisell. My mom was already liking her. My obviously my mom already knew her, and then my brothers already knew who she was. They were getting along with already, and then I just was ready to introduce her to my family. And then what happens? We get there, we have a good time, and her dad was blowing her up already at 8 o'clock. So I think I told her babe, just turn it off. But from 8 to by the time we got there, I'm pretty sure her phone was off because
I don't remember what I did.
We lost track.
Or I just ignored it. I don't know what I did.
And there's no way he would have been finding us or looking for us because the part of time we were at, he was never going to find us anyways. So we were having a good time. It was poolside. I didn't actually get in the pool this time. We were just eating carne asada and drinking some beers. And then we were like, oh my God, we're going to go home. This is going to be good.
My stomach was already hurting just thinking about what was going to happen when I got home.
And I'm just already
when I go home to my own apartment.
Yeah.
Because remember, I was living on my own next door to them.
So here me, big old hair on my chest, big pride over here with this woman, bringing her home. I open the door and I get her out of the car. Oh, I didn't even do that. I haven't even brought up the door thing yet. Oh my God.
The test.
That'll be next, guys. This will be next.
Write it down.
Oh my God, this is good, guys. So I won't forget. I'm going to write it down. The door. Oh, shoot, where is it at? I did the door test. For many of you know what that is. Door test on. So we get down, guys. Dun, dun, dun. Guess who's waiting in the front of the apartments for his beautiful primogénito daughter? Her dad in his Crocs.
He was sitting on a lawn chair facing the street.
Where are we pulling?
On his porch.
Yep.
And as soon as he sees us, bam, he gets up. And he was just like, I told you 8 o'clock. It's 1 o'clock. And like my counter argument to what he was saying is, I was 21 at the time. I was 21, you guys, when we actually got together.
Yeah.
I was 21. And I told my dad, like, I'm 21. I don't ask you for anything. I pay my own bills. I pay my own apartment. Like, I pay my own rent. And the only thing you help me with is the car. If you don't want me to use a car anymore, that's fine. I can take the bus to work. Like, the work is right there and blah, blah.
Or I could take her.
And it turned into this really, you can take me. It just turned into this really big, ugly, like, argument. Like, they were in each other's faces.
Yeah, he was really close to my face.
And just imagine how I felt, like, seeing my boyfriend, my now boyfriend, and my dad, like, in each other's faces. Mm-hmm. So I was like, babe, like, just go. So I was just, like, bawling. I was crying. I was like, it was horrible.
I saw her crying, guys, and that's when I just stopped. And that's when I ended up walking away. I was really, really close to punching him because he got in my space really bad. And I really was holding back because it's my wife's, my girlfriend's dad, right? But I already knew what kind of a man he was, so I was just like, okay, I'm waiting for this guy to make the move. If he's gonna make the move, I'm gonna drop him right here. Like I was gonna drop him, guys. And I didn't even care if it was my lady's dad, but it was really that bad, guys. He was in my face. He was getting serious. He started putting his finger in my face, and that's when I was like, okay. I looked at her, and then she was bawling, and then I looked at him, and he still had his fingers in my face. I was like, oh, okay. Jen, 2 things are going to happen right here. 1, he's going to probably swing, and then 2, you're going to drop him. And it's going to look bad.
Yeah.
And thankfully, it did not happen, guys. Oh, man. If there's one thing you guys know about me, if you get in my face and you throwing a finger at me, it's going to go down, guys. And it was going to go down, but the heavens above made it work, guys. My wife was just like, just go, babe, just go. And I was like, okay, babe. And I just walked away. And he walked to his apartment, and she went to hers.
And then the next day, he acted like nothing happened, which was the weirdest part. Ugh. So what I did is, since I had the keys to the car, so I grabbed the keys and I took it to his apartment, and I was like, here you go. Thanks for letting me use the car. I don't need it anymore. Like, and he's like, how are you gonna get to work? What are you gonna do? I was like, I can take the bus. Like the bus stop was literally across the street. And then my work was, like I said, 5 minutes. If I were to get all the green lights, I get to my work in 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. And the bus stop was right there. So it was like getting to work was not a problem, you know? Mm-hmm.
You guys, let me just tell you right now, my wife is the pearl in the ocean. Let me tell you that. Because this is a tough cookie right here. This woman in front of me lived in the ghetto and grew up in the ghetto. And she took the bus from there to her job. Mm-hmm. Do you want to know how ghetto the area is? You know the streets that I'm talking about?
Cedar and Hamilton.
Cedar and Hamilton, y'all.
East side.
That is territory of the, I don't know if they still are or not.
I don't want to say their name, so don't.
So it was a territory of somebody. So, guys, this cookie right here will wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning every day to go to work.
Hell no, earlier than that. I had to be at work at 6:45.
Ooh, Jesus. So, my baby was a tough one, man. I'm telling you.
That's right. So the next day, when I gave him the keys, cookie. My dad was just like, he's like, no, I don't want to take the truck from you. Like, I bought it so you can use it and blah, blah. I was like, well, if you're going to keep threatening me with taking it away, then just have it back. Like, I don't need it.
Boom.
And he was like, no, you don't have to be like that. I just don't want you being out late, blah, blah. So then I told him again, like, I'm 21. I pay my own bills. I don't ask you guys for anything. Like, I haven't had a serious boyfriend, you know, and ever. I'm 21. Like, don't you think it's time? Like, you know? So then he kind of eased up a little bit, and he would just tell me, oh, just let us know when you're leaving, and then just let us know when you come back. So I got a little better, but not really. He still would keep tabs on me and stuff like that.
Ugh.
So
no, it's causing me, guys.
Yeah, it was just really bad. So that was in March, and then
Ooh, we had our first dance before all this. Remember that, honey?
Dance?
Your B-day.
Before we got together. Yeah. For my 21st birthday.
I didn't fail this time, guys. So remember that conversation we had about me saying hi, and that's a beautiful picture that you took in Pismo. Gracias de nalgas, you know? Couple of months later, because that picture was like in December-ish.
The following month was my birthday in January.
The following month was her birthday. And she turned the big 21. So then, how did that conversation happen?
I don't even know how we started. I think we were just like talking, like texting back and forth and stuff. And then I was like, oh yeah, my birthday's coming up and I'm going to be 21. And my cousin, Janet, shout out to Janet. I love her. She took me to the club.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'm going to go to the club like my cousin's taking me. It was my very first time at a place like that. So I was like, oh, you should come. You know, and I invited him not thinking he was going to go because, you know, he stood me up at Toy Story.
You invited others?
Years prior.
Others were invited too.
Yeah, but it was on a Friday.
Yeah.
And I don't know, people weren't down to go on a Friday. So it was just me and my cousin. And then, I invite him to go.
So what happens out of all the people she invited, this guy ended up showing up.
Yeah.
So I ended up getting to the club, guys. At the time was called Imperial, I believe. And then I'm walking in. All right, sir, $20 for you. I'm like, okay. Oh, wait, but you can't walk in with that. And it was cold because it was January. I had my sweater with a hoodie. It was a leather jacket with a hoodie. And they were like, no, you got to leave it over there. It's a hoodie. I'm like, oh, damn, are you guys going to let me get back in front of the line? And they were like, yeah. You already paid us. So you just come in. I'll know who you are. And you just walk right in. I'm like, cool. So I text her. And I'm like, hey, I have a problem at the door. I'll be right back. I got to drop my sweater in my truck. So I go. And I walk in. And then I text her. And I'm like, hey, where's everybody at? Where are you at? She's like, oh, we're at this side of the dance floor. There's a bar over here too. I'm like, okay. So then, note to self, this is the woman that I want to be with the rest of my life because this is my second time trying to get her and I'm trying to change my life. And this is the woman I want, right? And I know I'm going to be with this girl for the rest of my life, right? So we weren't dating yet. We were just talking, going out. And then this girl, okay, all right. So this girl in this small, really tight dress, tall, 6'1", because she had some very, very high wedges on at the time.
Heels.
Not wedges. Sorry, baby. So this girl turns around and then, she looks at me up and down, and this very, very good-looking, very attractive lady in front of me at this bar, which is this only girl on this, and I see this other body behind this girl. And I look at this girl, I'm just like, hi. I'm already nervous because she's a very attractive lady. And I'm like, is that Gisell behind you? And I forgot what she said, but I'm going to say she said, who wants to know? And then she looks at me with sass, with fire, guys. And she looks at me like already dogging me, like, who's this guy coming over here? And if you guys knew who Janet was and you guys know who Janet is, you guys would understand. Janet is amazing, tall, great person, strong personality, very, very strong personality, guys. This is the type of woman you do not mess with. So that's the look that she was giving me. I'm like, I'm already nervous because she's like, these girls are like 10s, right? And I'm over here looking like an 8, not even an 8, like a 6, because I had a V-neck on.
Dude, that was not club attire.
No,
I don't know how they let you in.
I don't even know. I had a V-neck on, guys, and I had my like kind of straight pants on, had a good belt on.
I think you were wearing that blue V-neck with the Echo kind of graphic.
Yeah, I had something on.
Yeah. I think we still have it somewhere.
And then Janet, hopefully you're watching Janet. And then Janet then she says, she's right here. And then Janet turns around, like, dogging me. Because she doesn't know who I am yet, right? So then she moves over, and I just like, oh my God. I see Gisell in this very, very nice dress, showing all her curvage, the mountains of hills that she has on her body.
I got more lumps now.
Funny. Hair's curled, nice curl, makeup's on, looking like a fine dine New York steak, prime USDA choice. God. And I'm just like starstruck, guys. I'm just like, damn, what the hell am I wearing compared to these girls? Mm-hmm. Holy crap. I'm like, Gisell? And you're like, oh, you made it. Yeah. Well, nobody else made it, you know? And then I'm like, who's this? I'm like, this is my cousin Janet. She's the one that invited me. And she's like drinking her drink, right? She's like, yeah, I'm Janet. I'm like, hi, Janet. I'm Genesis. And then we didn't talk for the rest of the night. Cause first of all, I was beyond nervous because these two 10s are in front of me. And I'm just like starstruck at how amazing Gisell looked that night. I've never, ever, ever seen her in that type of outfit. And I was just like starstruck, guys. Like, I was amazed looking at this woman in front of me. And I told myself again, I was like, oh my God. She works hard. She's a good-ass woman. She just went to Maui. And now she's going to be dancing here at this club. And I'm going to be having the chance to dance with her. And me, I love dancing, guys. Like, if there's one thing you guys know about me, I love to dance. So I was already excited to see those hips move, man. And I was just like, okay, I'm gonna try to dance with her because I'm pretty sure she's like kind of gonna get in the way her cousin. So I'll do like my dancing, but like spaced apart. So I'll give her like the respect space. Mm-hmm. So then a good song doesn't come on yet. Her cousin ends up leaving. Right?
Yeah, because she had a baby.
Her baby was calling.
Yeah, so she had to leave. She was like, I'm going to go get him and I'll be back.
So the good mom leaves. She was a good mom. We weren't even there for like an hour, hon. Our kid called.
Her mom called.
Hell yeah, Janet. Way to be a mom, girl. So then she leaves.
She was like, are you going to be okay? I was like, I think so. I was like, yeah. So she left and she came back for me.
But for the next 2 hours, she was on mine, and we danced, just dancing
the whole night. And I told her, like, I didn't know you liked to dance. I didn't know you're in. I asked you don't know me.
Yeah, she's like, yeah. Well, now you know. And I still remember. I think you still have those heels too. They're the ones with the little hole in the front. They're black.
I think I got rid of those. They were like over 10 years old. Those heels.
I think you still have them.
No, I think I got rid of them. I got rid of them.
Yeah.
They're in a box in the garage that has to be thrown out. I still have the dress.
Hell yeah, you do.
I still have the dress.
Yeah.
Just not the heels anymore.
Yeah, and I'm just like starstruck dancing with her at this club. Like high school status, because we were spaced apart, because I didn't want to make her uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. And we were just dancing and everybody's
it was fun.
Dry humping each other around us while we're just dancing. Like nobody's there. It was just us, and it felt good. And then this one song came on, and I must have solidified it there for her too. I guess I don't know.
I was like, oh damn! I was like, all right, get down. Okay.
So Montel plays the Friday song, right? On a Friday. And I'm already like 2-3 drinks in, buzzing, trying to relax because I have this beautiful, amazing girl in front of me. And I straight up scream out, I love this song.
You guys, and I had never heard that song before prior to that night.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, cool.
And then this is how we do it. It's Friday.
This is how
here we
do
go.
Mm-hmm.
And I just start going ham, guys. I start going ham. I start singing, had my drink in my hand. I knew I was dropping it, but I was in the mood. I was in the zone. This beautiful hair girl, long hair girl next to me. Beautiful purple. I think it was like a purple bluish dress.
It was a purple dress.
Purple dress.
Mm-hmm. My favorite color.
That's right, y'all. And I'm just going hard, dancing. She's all laughing. And I could see her smiling, and she was moving. She's got some moves.
I was amazed, too, because I had never been to a club before.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this is cool. I was like, damn, people are really drunk in here. Spilling their drinks everywhere. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So this is what it's like. Yeah, but it was fun.
It was fun.
I was glad that he came through. I didn't actually think he would go.
Yeah.
Like, the last person who I thought would be there was the first person to be there, you know?
Yeah. I couldn't fail this time.
I know. I was super shocked you were there. I was like, okay, if he doesn't show up, like, that's it. Yeah. No more chances.
No more. And I did.
Yeah, so we stayed there until they started playing, like, the slow music.
Yeah.
Last call, and then my cousin was there to pick me up, and then she took me home.
Yeah.
We were supposed to get tacos in Elegante, but I don't think the taco truck was there.
No, they weren't, because they were the Saturday. Those of you who don't know, Elegante used to be out there on Saturday nights selling tacos. One of the best restaurants in town.
Oh, hell yeah. It's so good.
They're the best tacos in town. So, yeah, it was...
So that was in January for my 21st birthday. And then in March, like, we were just talking, and then in March is when we got together, and the whole thing happened with my dad. And then we were just together, and then November 2012, I ended up moving out. Like, completely out of that area.
Yeah.
And I moved out, and I was living with Sally, my brother-in-law's girlfriend. We were living together for a while. Mm-hmm. And then the following year, September 2013, is when we got married.
Yep.
Yeah, so.
Hell yeah. But when we were dating.
A journey.
Yeah, but we were dating, like, the first months when we were actually together. I remember telling her, like, you were, like, the one I wanted, and I can't believe I'm finally with you. Second time's a charm.
Yeah. It's because I think time leading up to my 21st birthday, like, I was, okay, you know how I was going out with, like, friends and stuff and just, you know, doing whatever. I think I told you this already, that I started feeling, like, lonely. I don't know. I feel like my mom instincts, or I don't know what you want to call it. But I started feeling lonely. Like, I wanted to have a family already. Like, I wanted to have kids. And I actually started, before I started dating you, I started looking into adoption programs, adoption agencies. Mm-hmm. So I had started looking into that. And I was, 20 at the time? Mm-hmm. Because in the J-Dub world, you get married off at 18. And I was already 20. And I still didn't even have a boyfriend. So I was like, ugh, I'm getting old. But anyways, I had started looking into adoption agencies, and I was trying to figure out how much it was going to cost to adopt somebody, like adopt a kid. And I mean, I already had the space. I had my apartment, you know, I had an extra room because it was a 2-bedroom. So I just had to save up the money for it. And then that's when you came along, and everybody that I had talked to or like dated up to that point didn't want any kids.
Yeah.
And that was like a big factor for me. I wanted to have kids because I wanted to have a big family. And you did, like, you were the first person that I had talked to that actually did want to have kids.
Hell yeah.
And I was like, damn, like, he wants to have kids. He's tall because he has to be taller than me. He has dimples, you know, he's being protective, you know, of me, from my father and stuff. And I was like, okay, let's give this another shot. Mm-hmm. And it worked out the second time. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
It worked.
It was just the first couple months of us being together were kind of hard. Mm-hmm. Just because my family didn't make it easy for us, you know?
Yeah.
Just a lot of drama with my family. My parents, I should say.
Yeah, it was quite we won't get so into that, but yeah, it was pretty rough in our first months talking, and when we started actually being a couple. We went through a lot with the family. obviously a lot of family members, something that we can say, right? When we finally actually were getting together and when we got together, we had a lot of people telling her, like, hey, is this really who you want to be with? Are you sure you really want to be with him? You know, he left his family, this and that. Just, you could just imagine the stuff that they would say to try to convince her to not be with me, right?
Yeah, they were just very discouraging of being with you.
Yeah, just saying all the worst things that I used to be, right? How I used to be.
And it's not that he was a bad person. It's just that his previous relationship before mine, he lived with that person. Mm-hmm. And it was just a very toxic relationship. And people always judged you based off of that.
And all the decisions I made at that time.
But most of the people who would tell me that anyway were people that didn't even talk to you or knew anything about it. It was just hearsay. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, oh, I heard this about him, so don't get with him.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard that. You know, it was like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, you don't even know him. Like, you can't tell me what. Like, you can't give me advice when you don't even know him.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So it was a lot of that.
And this is the part where I said, like, I really wanted her to understand and get to know me really well because I didn't hide anything from her. You know, I was, like, really honest with her. I told her, okay, this is who I really am. This is how I am. This is what I had before. This is who I was before. You know, so I didn't want to hide. And I didn't hide anything. Until this day, I still haven't, like, everything is out on the books. Everything that she knows about me, she knows. You know, and that's one thing, how to keep a relationship healthy, guys. And this is how you keep a relationship going, right? Is that you hide nothing in the relationship. You got to let your partner know everything what's going on between both of you and your past. There should be nothing in your past that's you should be hiding from your partner, right? Because that's your partner that you love, that's your best friend, that's your wife, that's your baby mama, that's everything when you get married with that one person. And that's how I was with her. Like, I didn't want to hide anything because I didn't want them to hear it and not coming out of my mouth. I wanted her to hear what was legit and what I actually did when I was during my single years in college, during my times in college, just to say. Because if she was hearing things, and then I didn't want her to come back to me, hey, I heard this, that you did this. Or I heard you have like 2 kids, you know, I heard that, you know, I was like, no, I don't know. No. So yeah, that's like, she would hear that a lot. And I would tell her, no, babe, like, that's not like, you already know who I am. I already told you everything about me and how I was before. So yeah, it was, it was
very challenging.
Very challenging, guys. And we could pretty much say that we proved everybody wrong. And 8 years strong over here.
Mm-hmm.
And to the others, you know, we proved them wrong. Like I said, everybody that would tell her the stuff, like, hey, things about me and all that. And like her dad gave her a time frame too. People give her time frames. Oh, nomás te doy con él. What was
6
it?
months.
6 months.
3 months.
Y te deja. And then if you have kids with him too, he's going to leave you. I'm like, nope. Here I am, baby.
Just a side note, I don't have a relationship with my father.
Yeah. Sidebar.
And it's not just because of this. It's other personal family stuff.
Yes. That's correct. So, but other than that, we definitely proving everybody wrong. Here we are 8 years later.
Yeah. It's just crazy how long it's been.
Mm-hmm. And then you look back and it's just like, you know what? At the end of the day, like, to look where we're at right now, it was definitely worth all of that. All of it. To me, it was. And all the challenges that we went through is what got us to be where we're at right now.
Yeah. Definitely.
You know what I mean? So I've never been so happy in my life, and every year and every month and every day I'm always happy, you know.
Yeah, it just makes you appreciate where we're at now. You know what I mean? Because God, I was so depressed. Like, I literally had depression. It was really bad, you guys. Very, very bad.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, guys, that was something I didn't understand either until I met my wife. I didn't know what anxiety was. I didn't know what depression was. Mental health. I didn't know any of that, what it was, until I met Gisell, you know. And I got to understand it. And I didn't have all these issues till I met you. Yeah. Yeah.
You're the cause of all my problems.
Yeah.
Nah, just kidding. Not all the problems, just some of them.
Some of them, guys. But yeah, I learned a lot.
Because he didn't believe in like mental health stuff, mental health issues. He would always think that it's all in your head, but it's really not.
Mm-hmm.
It's not.
That's right, yeah. It is. I did not know.
Yeah, but we just appreciate our relationship a lot more, especially when we think back and talk about everything we went through to get here.
Sometimes we laugh.
Yeah, because damn, it's crazy, man.
Damn, it was.
It was not bad.
Yeah, you're worth it all, honey.
Thank you. Yeah. It was a lot.
I'm telling you guys. So yeah.
That's the story of how we got together. How we met.
Obviously, we did keep out a lot of the other more.
It's a lot of deeps. What do you call deep, dark stuff?
Yeah, you know how there's like the deep side of the ocean and there's the really deep side of the ocean. Well, we didn't go that deep, guys. We just gave you a good version of all of it that we went through, but.
Yeah, because we would have to explain a lot of stuff if we were to get into it. And we've already been talking for an hour.
Yeah.
And we've only answered one thing.
We're gonna have to.
That's gonna be for another day.
The questions. I'm sorry, everybody who gave me questions for today. We're gonna have to leave that for episode
for next time.
Episode 3 for the next one, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed our topic for today. Is on how we met, and it was good talking about it, guys. Actually, like I like going back. It's good
to reminisce about it.
Yeah,
because it reminds you of why you fell in love with the person, why you started talking to them in the first place.
That's right. And what's gonna happen right now after this? We're gonna go home. We're gonna go to our room.
Gotta go sleep, man.
We're gonna go sleep.
I have to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
I put Gianna to bed.
Oh.
She's sleeping in her own bed now. Oh, did we tell you guys?
Oh my God.
Oh, we didn't even mention it, that we made our own bed frame.
Yeah.
Out of solid pine wood.
Mm-hmm.
That sucker is heavy.
Yeah, that bed is gonna be around for a long time. It was made by me and her. Mm-hmm. And then we made our daughter's bed too. We converted her crib into a full-size mattress. Mm-hmm. If you guys have me on social media, you can see that I've been posting about her sleeping there, but I think for the past 2 weeks she's been actually sleeping at night in her bed. Yeah.
So I'll nurse her to sleep, and then I'll go to my room.
And sometimes she don't even nurse. She just goes to sleep.
Yeah, she just goes straight to sleep.
She's such a big girl, guys. Our daughter is a different level. She is amazing. And right now she's at a stage where she wants to make her own decisions for everything. God, she's
so bad right now.
Yeah. It's the freaking threes, man.
It's, what is it called?
Effing threes?
No, there's a three-nager. She's a three-nager.
Three-nager, yeah.
She's a 3-year-old thinking she's a teenager.
Mm-hmm. It's challenging right now, but it's still damn worth it when you look into her eyes.
It's so cute.
She's so freaking amazing, guys. But that's a whole nother story right there, too.
Yeah, there's kids crazy.
Yeah, guys, kids are something, especially have more than one.
Not me.
Remember when we were dating? I was saying I wanted 4 kids.
Dude. I wanted them close in age, like one right after the other.
Yeah.
Hell no. I can barely handle Gianna right now. And she's 3. But she has been asking me for a baby sister.
Oh, yeah, mommy. And
my brother has a baby. He's 2 months.
Yeah.
And when we go over to see him, or when he comes over, she's just all over him. Mm-hmm. Like I think she's ready for a sibling.
Yeah.
But I'm not ready.
Especially right now with this COVID.
I need more time with her.
Yeah. She's freaking amazing. We want to enjoy her as much as we can, guys, because when you have another child, your focus goes to that child. So yeah, we just want to enjoy her as much as we can. She's freaking amazing. She's worth it, guys. So we received a total of 11 questions.
Oh, yeah. We can't answer none of that right now. Sorry.
Oh, my God.
This took up all our time.
Sorry, everybody. But I hope you enjoyed today's episode as well, too. But stay tuned for episode 3, guys and girls. And again, thank you for listening. And those of you who listened for the whole episode, really appreciate it.
And thank you for getting this far.
Yes, honestly, thank you for getting this far. I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully we had some connection with you guys. Hopefully you guys went through kind of similar issues. If we did,
sorry if we went back and forth.
Yeah.
I don't know if we went forward and then backwards.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We did our best.
I don't think, yeah.
We did our best.
Let us know.
Let us know. Thank you, everybody. Stay safe. You guys have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.